So witnessing a birth is a truly remarkable experience, and after we managed to watch that female impala giving birth to that lamb last week, gives me an opportunity to gloat about my darling wife Samantha, who managed to bring both of our children into the world through natural births. Now don't worry, I'm not going to show you any of that, but I do know that not all females are able to give birth naturally, whether it be through a conscious decision or various other reasons or medical complications that do not allow that female to give birth naturally. But just watching that whole process gives me a real appreciation for just how phenomenal the female body is, and how a woman is able to endure the pain of labor and childbirth to bring this miracle little bit of life into the world. So then now watching this impala giving birth, it just really brought that to the forefront of my mind. And I mean, this impala made it look pretty easy in comparison to what Samantha had to go through. But anyways, that's a different topic of discussion. That is absolutely astonishing. We followed this female. She came running down the road. Something didn't look right, and I could see a bit of a bulge out of her rear end. We followed her into the thicket line here, where she then eventually lay down, and within minutes I could then see the little flicker of an ear of her lamb. So she was in the process of giving birth when something startled all of the wildebeest, zebra and impala back then. She came running off down this way, obviously well underway in the process of giving birth. And often you'll find impala tend to isolate themselves away from the rest of the herd when they are giving birth. It's obviously a little bit more secluded, isolated, sheltered, protected against any threats, danger. Because if she was to give birth out in the open, it's obviously pretty easy for any danger to see her there. And she's taken some time before eventually grooming this little lamb, and it then standing up and starting to walk around. So she's just finishing off the process of actually grooming it now and cleaning it up. But the astonishing part of all of this is, from the moment that she gave birth to this lamb, it's been about 27 minutes before it was up and walking about. Now, having got 2 kids myself, the development of a human is significantly longer than the development of an impala lamb, understandably so. They need to be able to avoid any threats or danger out here. And although it's still a bit wobbly on its feet, it's going to take a couple of hours, if not a couple of days, before it is sure-footed and able to keep up with its mother. And that's why she'll then keep it in these thickets like this. It's much safer. It can hide out and hunker itself underneath some thicker vegetation. But just to be present for this impala giving birth to this little lamb was a really special way to finish off the morning in the rain. Thankfully the rain is letting up slightly, but they're just trotting off into the distance now. I don't want to put too much pressure on this mother. She's obviously going to be rushing with hormones and adrenaline and everything else. And plus, after the amount of rain we've had, I don't want to be crashing through the bushes and going off-road. And also just give him a bit of space to bond. So, what a phenomenal end to this little adventure into the bush in the rain. as we know, tiny Impala lambs are highly vulnerable, and that does endure for the first few weeks of their lives. And as a result of that, they then become pretty easy prey to any of the predators out here. And so this all then plays in part to the part of the Impala birthing strategy, where they give birth to all of their lambs in a pretty condensed period of time, absolutely flooding the market and ensuring that there is just so many lambs out there that although some of them get caught, at least a lot of them will survive and help to then grow the populations and spread the genetic diversity across the land, and all is well after that. So we were fortunate to spend some time with the Three Rivers female and her young daughter, who is growing and turning into a spectacular, stunning young female. And they had managed to capture not just one, but 3 Impala lambs. Highlighting how this is a prime time to be raising a cub or a daughter, in that they're able to perfect and practice a lot of their hunting skills on prey that is somewhat easier than an adult. And although we saw last week with the Nkoveni young male capturing an adult, it just shows that hunting opportunities are plentiful at this time of year. And also before the rain we spent some time with the Kambula Pride, who were pretty intently eyeing out a large herd of Impala, hoping to get themselves a meal. However, the Impala then were spooked and ran off into the distance, and the lions then all settled down in the shade to rest. And lastly, while we're on the train of bringing new life into the world, we spend a bit of time with the 2 Nzanga males and 2 of the Kambula Lionesses. And it appears as though these 2 lionesses are pregnant. One a little bit further along the way than the other, and so there's a very good chance that in the next couple of weeks this lioness, the more heavily pregnant lioness, gives birth to some cubs. These 2 lionesses have been spending quite a bit of time away from the bulk of the Kambula Pride, and whether that is a split beginning to happen or whether that is just a result of them being pregnant and possibly looking for any potential dens, we're not sure. Only time will tell as to exactly what's going to unfold in the dynamics of the Kambula Pride. But just the prospects that we might have some new lion cubs on our hands is hugely exciting. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. Thanks for watching this virtual safari, and like the video, drop a comment below, and we'll see you all again next week. But until then, bye for now.